This video is sponsored by Emiiba.com. Use code DORON to get 3% off on the cheapest game time as well as other Blizzard products. Click the link in the description to check it out. Hello guys, this is Doron's Movies, and today I'll be talking about the Jailer and how powerful he is. Seeing the recent events with Sylvanas and the Shadowlands, a lot of people speculate that he is the most powerful entity out there. As there is very limited information, keep in mind that this video contains a lot of my own speculations. So, without further ado, let's get into the lore. The Jailer is currently one of the most mysterious entities out there. He is said to be ancient, with some speculations even saying that he predates the Titans, and he rules the Maw in the Shadowlands. The Maw is one of the realms of the Dead Plane and is known as the most horrific place that houses the irredeemable souls. Generally, souls are given a second chance and are able to go into other realms, but some are so bad that the Arbiter judges them as a threat to the Shadowlands. Therefore, they're sent to the Maw and to the Jailer, chaining them within his domain. At the center of the Maw is a dungeon called Torghast, also known as the Tower of the Damned, which is where the most dangerous souls in all of Cosmos are kept. Now, this wouldn't really be that bad of a thing, as really the evil ones should be jailed. However, recently the Machine of Death was broken, and it seems like every soul was sent there, even the ones who didn't deserve it. So, most likely within the Tower of the Damned you'll find heroes like Tyrion, Varian, and even Saurfang. Now, who exactly is this Jailer? The real answer is we don't really know for certain, as there is very limited information, but we can speculate. He isn't necessarily evil, but many do see him as such. It is said that no one has ever seen him, well, outside of the bad guys within the Maw, but as none of them ever escaped this horrific realm, they couldn't really talk about it and tell us. However, just the thoughts of him inspire nightmares and legends amongst the other denizens of the Shadowlands. What Blizzard has definitely confirmed is that the Jailer is a completely new character, meaning that there will be a lot of room to add new lore and to connect it to other storylines, hopefully minimizing retcons. We also know that Sylvanas had allied with this Jailer, as she had most likely seen him after she threw herself off the Frozen Throne. Now, even Sylvanas' goals are uncertain at the moment. Sylvanas saw in her visions that she would essentially end in the Maw, and since then she had done everything possible in her power to avoid that fate. However, it doesn't make much sense that she would start working with the guy running the realm in order to avoid it, so there is a speculation going around that she's also trying to manipulate the Jailer and to get us to destroy them all in order for her to avoid eternal damnation. It is also possible that she might be looking to become the Jailer herself or some other sort of powerful figure that would be eternal and that wouldn't just be a prisoner of death. Regardless, the Jailer seems ridiculously powerful. The main reason he had gotten so powerful in the first place is because Sylvanas helped feeding souls into the Maw, getting more souls inside, and as we know, souls contain anima, which in turn gives strength to the realm. Also, because the Machine of Death had been broken and all the souls started getting into the Maw regardless of their morality, making it incredibly powerful. As the Jailer rules a part of the Shadowlands, I don't see him having a ton of power in the material plane, but even the bit he had given Sylvanas was a lot. She easily dominated Saurfang and even the Lich King. I mean, sure, neither of these were at like godlike power levels, but in both duels it was pretty obvious that Sylvanas was 100% confident that she could handle anything, and it was obvious that she had way more up her sleeve. So, if the Jailer had given her this much power in a different realm, just how powerful is this entity, especially within the Shadowlands? Now, to get to that answer, we have to look at the chart that Blizzard provided for us in the Chronicle. There are two main forces, the Light and the Void, two sides to the same coin. However, on the sides, there are other forces that are complete opposites. So we have life and death and order and disorder. All of these are linked to the Light and the Void, but some are more than others. If you look at death, it is actually closely tied to the Void. Now, this would lead a lot of people to assume that the Void is dead magic itself, which I had thought previously myself, but that might not be the case at all. If you look up and see Disorder and the Burning Legion, it is also close to the Light, but the Light was a massive enemy of the demons. The Legion was also the enemy of the Void, which is why it was even created in the first place, so these connections don't really mean that much. It is entirely possible that the Void is a mortal enemy of death. The goal of the Void is essentially to consume and destroy everything. The Void Lords are thought to be the most powerful entities in existence, not being even able to manifest themselves in the material plane. However, they might be able to do so within the Death Realm, making them incredibly powerful. So, in my opinion, there are two theories. It is possible for the Jailer to be a Void Lord, which I don't think is too credible, or maybe the Jailer is actually fighting the Void Lords, which is exactly why he wanted to make them all stronger, and Sylvanas is leading us to ultimately defeat the Void Lords, which at this point seems like the ultimate villain of the Warcraft universe. It is possible that by defeating them all, we could make the Jailer the strongest entity that would be able to defeat the Void Lords. Now, keep in mind, a lot of these are just wild speculations without that much basis, and the reason for that is at the current moment we just don't know that much. All we have seen is this shadowy figure, and we have heard that he is scary and powerful. We have also seen how he was able to empower Sylvanas. Ultimately, that is between Disorder and the Void, so the Jailer doesn't exactly seem like a good guy for us, that are on the complete opposite side of the chart, which is life. Not much is revealed yet, but in my opinion, it is entirely possible that the Jailer could be the most powerful entity in the entire universe, and if the Maw is powered up more, he could maybe even surpass the Void Lords. Thank you for watching. Do check out the summary of what the Shadowlands are by clicking on the screen, and also check out the second channel, Doran's Academy, for videos on real world history and science. See you next time.